Every great leap is lit by a new kind of fire. Steam ushered in the industrial age. Electricity powered cities. The internet connected the minds. Each revolution had its source of energy, its fire. Now, AI is lighting a new kind of fire. To reach Kardashev level 1, we need 10 quadrillion watts. That's about 500 times our global current energy use. That's the scale of ambition we're stepping into. We're not just building smarter software, we're engineering the backbone of a new civilization. One built not just on data, but on decentralized energy and compute. I'm Greg Osuri, an open source developer turned founder. I spent years writing code that lives under the hood of the systems like Kubernetes and Terraform, but I didn't stop there. I built Akash, the world's first peer-to-peer supercloud. Why? Because I saw the power of decentralization. Clicker's not working. With Akash, we flipped the model. We turned servers around the world into a decentralized marketplace for compute. It's faster, it's cheaper, and it's open to anyone. Today, Akash runs everything from websites to AI inference. But tomorrow, it'll help train and host the models that define the new era. Because the cloud of the future shouldn't be owned by one company, it should be owned by all of us. In 2023, US data centers consumed a staggering 176 terawatts, that's 4.4% of the national electricity. Just 5 years ago, it was closer to 2%. What changed? AI. Today's frontier models require massive computational power to train. And inference, the work of running those models day after day, is only getting heavier as the usage grows. According to the Department of Energy, by 2028, data centers could use as much as 12% of US electricity. That's more than every home in California combined. We're not just seeing growth, we're seeing a surge. Data centers now represent 44% of all projected new load on the grid. It's the fastest growing segment of energy demand in the United States, and yet the infrastructure to support the demand isn't moving at the same pace, which brings us to the next challenge. On one side, we have exponential growth in the compute demand fueled by AI, cloud gaming, crypto, and streaming. On the other side, we have a linear, lumbering electric grid, permitting delays, transmission bottlenecks, and aging infrastructure. By 2026, Gartner wants that 40% of all new AI data centers may be unable to secure sufficient power to operate. Some utilities are already pushing back. In parts of Texas and Virginia, projects are being paused or denied outright. This isn't because the chips aren't ready. It's because the circuits aren't. We're facing a hard truth. In the age of AI, watts are the new silicon. So, what do we do now? We pull three levers. One, radical efficiency. We make every watt count through better models, smarter compilers, energy-aware scheduling, and specialized hardware. From quantization to sparse matrices, we reduce the cost of intelligence. Efficiency is a software problem and a solvable one. Two, massive clean supply. We build more generation, not just any energy, clean energy. Solar, wind, and geothermal and micronuclear must become the backbone of AI infrastructure. But this takes time. Permits, grid hookups, public support, and the clock is ticking. Three, decentralized compute. This is where this is the lever no one saw coming. What if we didn't have to wait for a $500 million hyperscale campus to come online? What if we could tap into underused servers, edge locations, telco closets, and every home rigs? With decentralized compute, we don't need to centralize power. We distribute it. And when we do, we build resiliency, efficiency, and access to the core of the cloud. That's where Akash lives, and that's what we're building. Six months ago, decentralized AI training was a vision. Today, it's a proven path. Pluralis demonstrated asynchronous swarm training, distributing workloads across thousands of volunteer GPUs. No centralized sync, just math and momentum. Jensen took it further, training a 72 billion parameter model on-chain using nothing but community nodes. Not a single data center was required. Bagel added trust with ZK LoRa. Zero knowledge proofs that let us verify training correctness without rerunning anything. At News Research, they're building open source models at scale previously reserved for big tech. 405 billion parameters trained in the wild. This isn't a science project, it is a movement. Decentralized AI unlocks scale without monopoly, security without opacity, and innovation without permission. And just like Bitcoin proved for money, this proves for intelligence. We can build better systems by distributing them. Decentralization isn't just viable, it's inevitable. And here's how we make it real, step by step. This is Star Cluster, and we have this in three phases. Phase one is data center grade nodes coming online in 2025. These are high-powered machines in co-location spaces and enterprise racks. Phase two is telco edge. Small data center data closets in base stations, fiber huts, and service provider infrastructure closer to where data is generated. Phase three is homes, schools, and communities. The long tail, the untapped potential. Each phase expands scale, reach, and ownership. It turns passive infrastructure into active intelligence. Akash isn't about decentralizing compute. It's about decentralizing who gets to participate in the AI's upside. 1 GB 200 LVL72 rack consumes about 120 kilowatts and contains 72 of the most advanced GPUs ever built. To reach 1 gigawatt of compute, we need around 8,300 racks. But here's the magic. These racks don't have to live in one building. They can live anywhere, distributed globally. This is a hyperscale class cloud without hyperscaler, built from the bottom up by a decentralized network of operators. And when those racks run workloads tied to renewables, we don't just get scale, we get sustainability. So, how do we fund this infrastructure? We introduce the Star Bonds, a digital asset that represents fractional ownership of compute. And here how it works. You reserve a Star Bond, a node keeper provisions and operates the hardware. You receive a share of the revenue generated by the node, transparent, on-chain, and aligned from day one. This isn't just capital formation, it's capital democratization. Most data centers are static. They're hardwired to the grid. Decentralized AI flips the model. Workloads can migrate in real time to where the power is the cheapest, cleanest, or most available. When it's sunny in Arizona, train there. When the wind is up in Kansas, infer there. This turns compute from a burden into a flexible grid balancing asset. It's beginning of a new symbiosis between AI and energy. Let's zoom out. Centralized AI infrastructure creates single points of failure vulnerable to outages, attacks, or control. Decentralized infrastructure is resilient by design, fault tolerant, censorship resistant, and globally distributed. This isn't just about uptime, it's about sovereignty. In a world where compute is power, open networks are how we preserve freedom and accelerate innovation. Decentralization isn't about technical architecture, it is a strategic posture. We can't scale this vision alone. We need policy support. Here are 5 immediate asks. Number 1, fast track permits for distributed data centers. Number 2, interconnect reform so clean energy and edge nodes can plug in to the grid faster. Tax credits for decentralized AI infrastructure like we have for solar and batteries. Number 4, accelerate SMR, small modular reactors to build clean base load power. And finally, number 5, clarify legal treatment of DPINs so networks like Akash aren't stifled by outdated security laws. These aren't moonshots, these are multipliers. The faster we unlock them, the faster we scale. This is an invitation to build the next cloud. If you're a builder, start deploying your models on Akash. If you're an operator, host a Star node, and we'll help you set it up. If you're an investor, scan the QR code, join the whitelist, and reserve your place in the network. AI infrastructure shouldn't be decided behind closed doors. It should be designed in the open and powered by everyone. A type 1 civilization won't be born in one city or one cloud provider. It will be born everywhere, across rooftops and racks, across fiber and frequency. We now have the tools and the compute and the will to build an open, resilient, planetary scale AI cloud. Let's use it. Let's meet at Kadasha 1. Thank you. I'll open for questions. Happy to take any questions. Yeah. Clarify what's the difference between Akash and Render. Akash is permissionless, decentralized. It runs fully on chain. Every transaction, every lease happens on chain. And whereas Render is closed source and off chain. Only thing that happens on chain is payments and nothing else. Akash is also open. I mean, being open source makes it extremely available, permissionless, and you don't need to seek anyone's permission, unlike others where you have to go sign up, put in your credit card. Only if you get approved, you get to use the service. So one is permissionless, another one is not. And we emphasize quite heavy on self-custody. Any other questions? Awesome. Thank you so much.